Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our
Thunder
great again.
Oh, hell yes!
What's the word, ladies and gentlemen? This is Andrew, and today I want to talk a little bit about Thunder, the MK-46, and the concussion grenade, and sort of my thoughts on it all, how it's changed, you know, how I use it. A lot of you guys always ask me about Thunder-related questions, so I figured for this video I would kind of go into a brief little overview of my thoughts. And, oh yeah, before I do, I have a short little announcement to make for Renpsy, my friend Renpsy, or Renpsy, whichever you guys prefer. Renpsy is doing a giveaway, and I figured I'd mention this because a lot of you guys ask, Candy, when's the next giveaway? Well, there you guys have it. It's not exactly my giveaway to talk about, but I guess, you know, if I were you guys, I wouldn't want to miss out on anything. So there you have it. The video announcing the giveaway should be live on his channel today, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about Thunder. So I feel like even after the most recent buff, while it did make Thunder a little bit better, I think he still plays pretty much the same. I mean, the concussion grenade buffs aren't going to make you an amazing Thunder all of a sudden, nor is it going to make Thunder great again. I feel like they're going to have to do a few more drastic things to really make the concussion grenade stand out. But as it stands right now, I don't know. How I use the concussion grenade is really just to kind of annoy the enemy. You know, if I see a giant wave pushing in, I usually push in from the side and I'll throw a concussion grenade right out in front of them as they're kind of closing in on my friendlies. Sort of as a way to kind of slow them down or to kind of give my teammates an advantage. I don't really throw it down like I would a frag grenade to get kills. I throw more down just to help out my teammates, and that's just sort of the mindset I have. Now, should you rely on the concussion grenade to get you out of trouble? Well, would you rely on a marshmallow to save your life while you're drowning? Yeah, no, the concussion grenade definitely should not be used in those panic one-on-one situations, because if you guys think about it, you're gonna have to throw the grenade, first lower your weapon, then throw the grenade, turn around, hope to God the grenade lands in front of the enemy to blind them, and then turn back and then raise your weapon up again. I mean, this all happens pretty quickly, but if you think about it, you probably have way better luck just gunning down the enemy. Yeah, concussion grenade, definitely not a panic weapon like, say, I don't know, the Molotov, sticky bombs, even Nader's nades. Frag grenades are also pretty decent panic weapons, you know, they're not that terrible. But the conc nades, they're just not there. I mean, I guess if you really want to be technical about it, sure, you could use your concussion grenades as an escape mechanism, right? Throw them down and run for your life. Poor Thunder, is he so slow. But I just feel like, in general, you know, the concussion grenades, it's probably going to get you killed if you try to use them in a duel. So how you should use a concussion grenade is to really identify choke points and to figure out where the enemy is. If you see, for example, okay, so if you wipe the enemy team, you guys have the C4 down, you're defending it, and you're like ready to go. What I would do is to run around the side, and as the new wave of enemy comes in, because Dirty Bomb is based on spawn waves, I would throw out the concussion grenade right in front of them, right as they reach the defense point. That way, you kind of slow them down for however many seconds they're blinded, and your teammates have an advantage over the incoming defenders or attackers. So you have to think of it not as a frag grenade, but rather as like a wall, area denial type thing that doesn't even do damage, if that makes sense. Like, you basically throw out the grenade in front of them to create this wall of flash so they can't see. That's kind of how I like to use it. I guess another way you could use concussion grenades is kind of the official way, right, as to sort of bust through choke points, bust through the deployables. I often find that this doesn't often work, especially in indoor settings when there's so many walls and places where enemies can hide from the flash effect. This often gets me killed. If I have to use this sort of way of using concussion grenades, I would often flank them first, and hope to God they get blinded or slowed down enough where they can't fight back. Hope to God I can land all my headshots and just hopefully take them out before they can fight back. I feel like at this point you may as well just use Fragger, Stoker, Nader, any of the other explosive mercs, but yeah, throwing it into a middle of a fight is always a good idea. You wouldn't really want to throw it in a one-on-one because oftentimes you blind yourself. So those are my 2 cents on the concussion grenade. Are they useful? Kind of, if you know how to use them right, I guess. I think they're best used as a annoyance kind of thing. I don't think the cooldown reduction is all that useful. Now, in my last video, I did talk about how I would love to see if the concussion grenades can do like an added 3 seconds onto a cooldown. So this way you can prevent, you know, panic molotovs, you can prevent airstrikes, you can prevent fraggers, because oftentimes when a team gets wiped out, right, and they come back to try to take back a point, they're going to throw every ability they have on your teammates. So I think, in my opinion, a concussion grenade would be great if they can neutralize those abilities for like 3 seconds or so, just to kind of give your teammates a bit of an edge. I think that would be a nice little addition, but that's just sort of my opinion. Maybe it's a terrible idea and I should just stop talking. But anyways, onto the MK46. Quite honestly, guys, I always enjoyed this weapon. I know they buffed its accuracy in the latest patch, but I'm not sure if I'm landing more shots because I'm more careful with the MK46, like I'm actually trying to be more accurate, or if it's because of the buff they gave it. What I always do is go for headshots, go for those medium close range kills. If they're far out, I go for the ADS, or aiming down sights. You know, be sure to let off the trigger every once in a while so it doesn't bloom to infinity and beyond. I don't know, I always kind of enjoy this weapon. I definitely don't think it's as strong as the Stark AR, but it's not terrible. You know, it could be a lot worse. What I think they should do with this weapon, though, is to make its starting spread way smaller, sort of like what they're doing with the Hawkfire SMG, how they're making a super laser. I think they could do the same thing with this LMG. Make the starting spread a lot smaller and then make the bloom per shot a lot less. That way it can stay a bit more accurate for longer, so you don't have to burst it as much. So, you know, whenever you burst a weapon that's not really supposed to be a burst weapon, you're going to lose out on some DPS. So I definitely think that is the direction they should take the MK46. So Thunder overall, he's still, I don't think he's nearly as good as Fragger. I don't think he's nearly as good as Stoker. I mean, maybe in certain instances, his conks will be better than Fragger's, but in general, come on. A dead enemy is always going to be less threatening than a blind enemy, let's just face it. So where Thunder's at, he's okay. I mean, he's not that much changed. I understand they're trying to buff him, but I think they're gonna have to do a little bit more, get a little bit more creative with his concussion grenades to really make them more viable, right? They're trying to go for that more tactical grenade. It's not a lethal grenade, so I think they should really add another dimension to it. My idea was a silence quote-unquote ability for 3 seconds on abilities, so we can kind of prevent people from panic mid-packing, panic molotoving. That's just sort of my idea. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of Thunder. Is he fun for you guys now? Did you guys like him before? Do you used to hate him, now you like him? What are your thoughts? And if you could buff Thunder in any way, what would you do? Alright guys, that's it for this video. Be sure to check out Renpsy's video on his giveaway. And yeah, I guess until next time, I'll see you in the next one.
Objective delivered. Deliver the objective.